Ah, the fortress lover. Cool, composed, untouchable. The master of self-sufficiency. They don't just handle emotions internally, they bury them 6 feet under and then build a house on top of it. You won't find them oversharing or spilling their hearts out in a long, dramatic text, no. You'll be lucky if you even get a K. Why? Because for them, emotions are not to be expressed, they are to be managed, controlled, and ideally ignored. This is where it all began, in making a fortress. Dismissive avoidants, DAs for short, aren't heartless. They aren't incapable of love, but their relationship with emotional intimacy is a little bit complicated. You see, most dismissive avoidants don't grow up in chaotic or abusive homes. Actually, they have probably been brought up in a structured home and their childhood has been structured as a result. They may have a roof over their heads, food on the table, clothes on their back. They could come from a very stable home. But here's what they didn't have: emotional safety. They were the kids who learned early that expressing needs was pointless. Maybe when they cried, no one came. Maybe they were scolded for being too sensitive. Maybe they were praised for achievements, but emotional vulnerability was met with disdain. So, they adapted. They became independent, emotionally self-sufficient, a walking, talking, I got this. Because needing nothing means never getting disappointed. This is how this shows up in love. Now, fast forward into adulthood, you have a DA trying to navigate relationships with the same rules they grew up with. Here's what they look like. They're intrigued by deep emotions, and this is why they like anxious lovers a lot. But also, they're low-key horrified by the emotions. They are drawn to anxious attachers, like I said, because watching someone express emotions so freely is like observing an alien species to them. But the moment that emotional openness turns into neediness, crying, or demands for intimacy, they take off. They shut down immediately. They may even have a sense of mild disgust at the expression of emotions. Then there'll be a sudden urge to change their phone number and move to another country if it was possible. Because to them, vulnerability isn't just awkward, it's dangerous. So what is the DA really thinking about, but never really saying it out loud? If their anxious partner says, I just feel like you don't care sometimes, can you just open up to me? The DA's brain goes like this: open up? Open up. The only thing I'm opening is the door to leave this conversation. If their anxious partner texted, I really miss you, the DA's brain will say, oh no, no. This is a trap. If I respond, they'll want more. If I don't respond, they'll freak out. Either way, I lose. It's a losing game. If their anxious partner starts crying, why don't you ever talk to me about your feelings? The DA's brain must escape, must leave the situation immediately because crying is the most uncomfortable thing for them. And so, what do? They'll shut down, retreat, disappear because emotions for them are overwhelming, because closeness to them is suffocating, because the idea of being needed is terrifying. So, to you who is in love with this DA, how are you going to love this person without losing your mind? The first thing to do is to be patient. DAs don't open up fast. They open up in small, safe doses, bit by bit. So if you push too hard, they're going to pull away harder. The less pressure you give them, the more they will appreciate. So give them more space, less pressure and more space. Don't demand deep talks every day. They can't take it, to be honest. Let them come to you when they're ready, at whatever time that is. The more you try to force closeness, the more they'll rebel. Number 3, be mindful in your communication. Express your needs clearly, but calmly. Don't lose control. Instead of, why don't you ever text me first? Say, I'd love it if you initiated sometimes. It makes me feel closer to you and a little appreciated. Instead of, why don't you say, I love you more? Try. Hearing it means a lot to me, but no pressure. But just know it makes me feel secure and a little better. Understand their shutdown mode. If they go quiet, they're not plotting to escape. They're just recharging. They need to recharge their batteries. Give them time to process their emotions because they take a lot longer than most to process emotions without bombarding them. Do not just go blow up, open the door and say, I need to know what you're thinking right now. If a DA refuses to work on emotional availability, will you keep feeling lonely? Just know when the right time it is to walk away. If you're constantly begging for crumbs of affection, ask yourself, is this the love that I want? Or am I just reliving my childhood wounds? Because sometimes we're connected. These things are connected to our experiences growing up. If you're a DA, listen up. You're not cold. You're not unloving. You're not incapable of intimacy. Please don't believe those lies. You're just wired to believe that emotions equals danger. And that's not your fault, but it's your responsibility to unlearn it. So next time your partner expresses a feeling, instead of cringing, shutting down, or bolting for the nearest exit, try this instead. Pause. Instead of reacting, ask yourself, am I really in danger or am I just uncomfortable? 2. Practice reassurance. You can say just a simple, I hear you, or I understand. You don't have to say much. That will work wonders for your partner. Number 3, let yourself need people just a little bit. Being so self-sufficient is great, but true connection means learning to let people in. Because love isn't a test of endurance. Nobody's checking you out. It's a place to feel safe. And safety isn't found in shutting people out. It's found in learning to let them stay. Here are my final thoughts. A relationship with a DA isn't for the faint of heart. No, not at all. It requires patience, strong communication, and a deep understanding of emotional wounds. But at the end of the day, love isn't about changing someone necessarily. Love is about meeting each other where you are and growing from there. So if you're a fortress lover or you're the loved one of a DA, remember, brick by brick, even the tallest walls can come down, but only if you let them. So until next time, take care and please like, share, and leave me a comment about this. I'd love to hear what you think. Bye.